My internship with the Seattle Mariners was electric because I got to be near this guy. Holy smokes, we're in for a real treat. So before we say goodbye, baseball, let's say hello. New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Good morning and welcome to New Day. This is going to be a very fun time. Our first guest is a true Seattle legend stepping up to the plate in a whole new way. He's the voice that's been with the Mariner fans through decades of baseball memories and the energy behind every home run call. And now he's heading into his final season behind the mic. But before he hangs up the headset, he's trading it in for an apron here on New Day. Please welcome Mariners broadcast great Rick Rizzs joining us today to show us a taste of your Italian heritage and cooking up a dish that's as full of heart as is your place on the field. So, hello.
Hi, Kelly. How are you? This is going to be fun.
I'm already hearing the sizzling. Things are happening right now. So everyone knows you behind the mic, but you know your way around the kitchen too, right?
I love to cook, Kelly. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. My mother was the greatest cook in the world. My grandparents were from Italy, both sets. My mom and dad, my mother's mom and dad came from Cosenza, which is in southern Italy in Calabria. There's my mom right there, my dad in the Kingdom radio booth there, where Dave Bialis and I sat. There's Julie Rizzs and Don Rizzs. That's me in 1997 trying to grow a beard with my mom, Julie. And there's me and my mom at Tempe Diablo Stadium. That was back probably around 1988. But she was the best mom in the world. I hope everybody says that about their mom.
Yes.
And then my dad's dad, Michael Rizziatello, he was from Amalfi. So my relatives are in Cosenza in southern Italy and in Amalfi on the west coast. So I got a chance to have a great Italian meal. Every Wednesday night was spaghetti night. Every Sunday afternoon after church was spaghetti day. And this was my mom's recipe for her homemade spaghetti sauce, Italian sausage. And
what have you done so far?
Okay, what I did so far, and because to save some time, is I sauteed some garlic, and then I took the garlic out in olive oil, and I browned some sausage, mild Italian sausage. So now we're ready to add the tomatoes and everything to make the spaghetti sauce.
Ooh, amazing. So this kind of probably takes you back then, like you said, to your childhood. The smell is incredible in here too. So first is this, you have all different types, I feel like, of tomatoes and sauces going on here.
Right now, I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it's really going. I'm going to put in 2 cans of tomato sauce.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fill up these cans with the water.
Why is that important? Is it just consistency we're looking for?
Yeah, exactly. Because, you want to make a lot of sauce for the entire family. So
True.
That takes care of that. And then another can of water for this can of sauce. Ooh. Because, we're going to be feeding everybody.
And do I understand this correctly? You have 52 years in the baseball business.
Yes.
So what is retirement going to look like for Rick Rizzs?
Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to miss being at the ballpark, every day and doing games. But I'm looking forward to it. Atta girl.
I know. I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
As much as I can.
And I'm going to be able to spend more time, with my grandkids.
Oh,
and
how many grandkids
do
you have?
I've got 3 grandkids.
Oh, congrats.
Jackson's
Amazing.
20, Braden's 18. My little girl, not so little anymore, Ryan. She's a really good figure skater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 11.
Cute.
So I'm going to have a chance to spend more time with them.
Amazing.
And I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to be at the ballpark.
You're still going to go as a fan, right?
Oh, you betcha. And I still want to do stuff for the team.
Definitely.
So they're going to keep me busy. So I'm looking forward, to that. So we're going to add the tomato paste right here.
Okay.
And fill these cans.
And tomato paste is more concentrated, right?
Exactly.
That's why, okay.
Exactly. So we're going to get that going.
How long does something like this simmer for?
5 hours.
5 hours?
5 hours. We're going to be here for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
I hope you like us.
Yeah.
This duo is sticking around.
I hope you got a lot of questions there, Kelly.
I got a lot for you.
Girl. So now, I've added the tomato sauce and the tomato paste. And now we're going to add in a big old can. This is about 28 ounces of tomato puree.
Jeez.
Yeah, this is going to be so good. Then I'm going to get rid of that. And then some diced tomatoes.
Diced?
Yeah. There we go.
Wow. Okay, 5 hours of this baby.
Well, it's a process. And this is why it tastes so good. So we
Oh,
got this.
absolutely.
We got this going right now.
And while
So we got
this is
this
simmering
sausage in
too,
there.
you have to tell me about what everyone's doing has been so incredible. All the baseball organizations all over, they've been paying
Yeah.
tribute to you, especially in your hometown of Chicago.
Yeah.
How is this feeling? What has this been like? Look at that.
Oh my goodness, that's in Chicago where they gave me a replica Louis Aparicio jersey. Those are my buddies, Darren Jackson and Lenny Casper, the radio announcers for the White Sox. They surprised me. They said, "Come on in the top of the third. We just want you to talk about, growing up on the south side of Chicago. Went to Comiskey Park as a kid. My dad took my brother and I there in 1959. I was 6 years old, saw my first game. And so they gave me the jersey, and it was just so much fun. Went to the old ballpark. It used to be across the street, and we saw where home plate was, and we did all that. And then they let me do play-by-play in the bottom of the third inning. They said, you always wanted to be an announcer for the White Sox, so now you get your chance.
Oh, gosh.
So Vargas hit a home run for the White Sox. It was the lowest key home run that's ever going to be on the Chicago White Sox radio network. I think I always also went, But it was so much fun. In Houston, they paid a nice tribute as well and everything, and I just love those guys.
I hope you feel all the
Yeah.
love and just how beloved you
yeah.
are too. I mean, you're a living legend for sure.
So
Sugar,
now,
is that what that
now we got
is?
a lot of tomato paste in here,
Yes,
so it's
we
very,
do.
very acidic and it's very good. But my mom would put in sugar to cut the acidity.
Okay.
And that's about 2 or 3 tablespoons of sugar.
Great.
So we're going to mix that in like that, Kelly.
Stir that around, and
Now-
then do I see spices?
Yeah.
What else do we got
We're going
here?
to simmer this, for about a half an hour.
Okay.
In order time. Now we're going to put in some oregano.
Dried is fine, or
Dried.
Okay, dried.
Dried oregano, so that's good right there. And then we're going to put that in. Now that's going to simmer,
that
for
all
about
smells so
a half
good.
hour too. So we're going to get that in there, so the crew can have this big old pot.
We
of
are
pasta
so
sauce.
excited for lunch today.
But you got to let it cook for a long
Okay,
time.
we will, we
Yeah,
promise.
and get the
And then what do you have here too? Is that
Okay,
basil? What else
This
goes
is
in?
fresh basil right here.
Ooh.
And this is what really gives it a great flavor. So you tear it up and get your hands in
Break
there.
that up.
I would use this as cologne. I love this stuff, and it's just so good.
And then with the power of TV, which is
So-
exciting, we have a
we're not
finished
done
little
yet.
thing.
We're
No?
not done. Oh, we're not done yet.
What
I know
else?
we're running out of time. But
What else?
Okay, we got the basil in there, so
Okay.
that's gonna get heated up real well. Okay, now you can't cook without wine.
You did tell me this. Okay. What do
This
you
stuff is,
use?
just a really good wine. This is Austro Red Blend wine. It's
Columbia Valley.
It's a really good, from Columbia Valley. It's a really good wine. So my mother never had a recipe. It was just all little of this, little of this. I'd be in the minor leagues saying, Ma, how'd you cook your sauce? How much sugar do you use? I don't know. Taste it, Ricky.
Isn't that mom's
how
for
much
you? They're
wine,
like, it's fine. Just
So I tell everybody, this is glug, 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 and a glug, 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 glug. And that's how much wine. You want a sip?
I mean, kind of, but I probably shouldn't.
We'll have it later.
Okay.
And now you mix that all up.
Okay.
So you have the tomato sauce, the tomato paste,
The
the tomato
basil.
puree. You got the diced tomatoes. You have the oregano. You've got the sugar, the oregano, and the wine. So now you just cook this for like 5 hours, real slow.
Yeah.
Let it cook down a little bit. And then we've already got the Italian sausages in there. Look, there's this Italian
know, and
sausage
those were-
flavor and everything.
Whoa.
So it's going to be beautiful. And then you let that cook for hours, and voila!
Voila.
With the magic of television, there it is right there.
There it is, and you put
Yeah.
some Parmesan on there, and I understand you're going to make me a
I'm
little
gonna make you a plate right here.
Thank
so
you,
this
thank
is the
you.
finished product right here.
I'll let you, I don't
Yeah.
want to mess this up.
No,
this is a
no,
family
it's nice and
recipe.
warm.
Do you think there's any parallels too with baseball and cooking?
Yeah, you got to pay attention. You got to listen to your coaches. And I had the best coach in the world.
You sure did.
With my mother. And how much cheese do you like?
I love a ton.
Do
You
ya?
can never, bury me in cheese, for sure. Okay.
And now you need a piece of sausage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's get a fork for you.
Yes, please.
And grab Italian sausage.
Oh, I
right
can't
here.
wait.
And there you go.
Thank you so much. 41
welcome.
years, too, in the booth with the Mariners, right?
41,
The radio. 41.
Yeah.
What are you going to miss the most while I dive in?
The guys in the clubhouse, the guys in the radio booth that I work with. Gary Hill Jr. is doing a super job on radio with me. Aaron Goldsmith on TV. Angie Mentink, Ryan Roland Smith, Charlie Furbush were working in, and all the guys. Dave Niehaus was the best ever in the business. There's my buddy right there.
Wow,
I
look at
miss
you
him
guys.
so much. We had such a great time together for 25 years. Kevin Kremen there, my brother from another mother. And he taught me so much about the game of baseball and about broadcasting. And he said, you know, when you come in the booth, let's have some fun. He said, and he also taught me that it may be a bad game, but it doesn't have to be a bad broadcast. And for many years, you know, we didn't have a winning team here, you know, and then we finally made the playoffs in '95, but we had Dave Niehaus. And he was the best thing that ever happened to me. He got me here in 1983. I went away to Detroit for 3 years after 9 years here, and he got me back after 3 years in Detroit. So I owe Dave Niehaus everything, and Marilyn Niehaus, the entire family. So, you know, I've had the greatest life in the world. I wanted to be a major league broadcaster ever since I was 12 years old, growing up in Chicago.
Yeah.
I wrote Jack Brickhouse a letter when I was 12 years old and wanted to be a major league broadcaster like you. He wrote me back. So I've been living my dream for 52 years, 41 years here. So,
Well, we're
Manja.
so thankful that you came on the show. You've shared your passion and love of, you know, Mariners baseball for so long with us. So thank you. This was
You're
delicious.
welcome. You're
Incredible,
welcome. Enjoy it.
incredible. Your mom
Yeah.
would be so proud.
And the Mariners are having a great year. With a win today, we're going to be in first place over the Sacramento A's, whatever they want to call them. But it's going to be great. Danny Wilson doing a great job. And in Julio, we're going to get Cal Raleigh back and the other guys. So it's going to be a great year.
We got it this year. And Rick may be world class with the pasta, but he's still very much needed in that broadcast booth. You can hear Rick as the Mariners kick off their 6-game homestand starting Friday. In fact, later in the show, we'll have details on Mariners events coming up over the next several weeks. Also coming up on New Day, we're going behind the scenes of a new docuseries that's turning back the pages on Seattle history. And next, we sit down with the two producers behind the project, voiced by some of the city's biggest names. And later, we're shaking things up with tiki cocktails, a blue Hawaiian, a chi-chi. Even the names have me thinking of my next tropical getaway. From the Space Needle's rapid rise over the Seattle skyline to sports and an iconic music scene, a new documentary series dives into Seattle's history from 1962 to today. And our next guests co-produced the series and are here to tell us more. Please welcome John Forson and Tom Horton. Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
Kelly.
good morning.
So, how did this series come about, gentlemen?
Well, we started this about trying to fund it and get it going about 11 years ago. So it's been going for a while, but once we got funding, we started about 3 years ago to start. So it started actually 15,000 BC to current. So we're talking about the current show now is 1962 to present. So that's kind of how it started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's broken up into 25 short stories, I understand. Why did you guys want to produce it this way?
You know, attention spans really short these days, and we didn't want to do a long narration, so we thought, let's do quick little segments, 1 to 3 minutes each, that cover a specific topic, and then run them together to keep the show moving, exciting, action. Plus, each one is a standalone film. So if you're on your phone, you can just watch one segment and go from there. Plus, it's being used in the public schools, and so teachers really like the little short segments that they can watch and then talk about.
It's easy to digest, and
We call it like an appetizer. So it's a little soundbite of, you know, just getting people excited about one little piece of history, and then they can take the rest of their efforts to go do more research on that piece of history.
And what was it like diving into all of this footage, especially, you know, seeing things like the World's Fair?
Quite fun. You know, in each of the episodes, we used multiple narrators and multiple writers. So, like in episode 3, there's 34 shorts, and we had about 28 writers. So each writer had their own specific understanding of that piece of history. So the World's Fair, I was around, Tom was around. I didn't go, but it was just fun to see that and just the construction and all the fun parts of that show.
Yeah, looking at some of the footage there is incredible. You gathered some of the biggest local names to narrate this series, including our own Joyce Taylor, who's been a mentor to me. I adore her. Who were some of the other narrators?
Well, other King 5 former people, Lori
really?
Matsukawa,
Yes.
Mike James narrated and wrote some, but I think as you see in the shows, we have Jean Smart, who was the great actress, who was part of Seattle lore. We had, Who else do we have?
Oh, we have
Rick
Rick Steves
Steves.
and Governor Gary Locke and
Sue
Maria
Bird.
Cantwell and Sue Bird and
Nancy Wilson from Heart.
Wow, what was it like working with all these people?
It was fun. They had a blast. They a lot of them did it remotely because they don't live here, but they enjoyed it because they love and remember some of this history that they were part of as well.
Definitely. Was there anything when you all were researching for this docuseries that really surprised you or impressed you?
I think that just the depth of the history, if you go even back before 1962, the people and events that really shaped the area, whether it was the Klondike Gold Rush or the First World's Fair, the impact of the world wars on the economy. And then what a lot of people don't understand is Seattle was very much a blue-collar town. From its founding all the way up to the present, and then suddenly in the 80s and 90s, it clicks, and now we're this high-tech Microsoft, Amazon town, and so a lot of things really changed. The other eye-opener for us, and one of the reasons we wanted to do this series, is since 2000, 1 million people have moved to the area.
Incredible.
And these 1 million people know really nothing about Seattle's history, some of the famous people and events in the past. And we felt it was really important that they understand why the city is the way that it is, really as a means to make better decisions and better policy for today and going forward.
And to be good civic citizens. That was important to me is, all these people that moved here, how do they, why are we because of where we've come from. And the other surprise for me or the fun was the native story. Really learning and using the natives as our consultants, writers about way back before all of us were here. And so that was super important, just to be able to tell some of that story and share that.
Definitely. And you all mentioned that it's in classroom, which is incredible, easy to digest for people with, we're just scrolling constantly, so our attention spans. So I must know, how can people watch? Where does it air? Tell us all about it.
So episode 3 will start June 11th on KBTC Public TV, channel 108 on Xfinity. It's on, if you just Google Seattle History and Short Stories, it's all over the internet right now. It's free to everybody. We're a nonprofit that started this whole project, so we are giving it out for free to all entities. The Seattle Channel, all the local municipal television stations. So, and then once it airs on KBTC at the episode 3, it'll be also being able to be streamed on, YouTube, whatever.
Amazing. Lots of ways to watch. Thank you so much for being here, gentlemen.
Thanks for inviting us. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
absolutely.
Thank you.
And coming up next on New Day, the Mariners have some exciting events coming up off the field. We have a roundup of what you can expect over the next few months coming up next. The Mariners return home to T-Mobile Park this weekend, but the organization has lots going on off the field as well. And here to tell us about some upcoming events is Nova Newcomer, CEO of Mariners Care Foundation. Thank you for being here. Go Mariners, as always.
Yes. We can't wait for them to be home.
Oh, yes, always. I want to talk about registration is now open for diamond camps this summer and what this is and who can sign up.
Yeah, so these are for young people from ages 5 to 14. We obviously have the young ones in the mini Mariners camp and then the older ones in more skill development camps. And they're all over the state, including in Idaho and Oregon. And we also have a few special ones that are going to be at T-Mobile Park, at the Everett Funko Field ballpark, and then also in Tacoma at Cheney Stadium.
And you wanted to mention the instructors too.
Yeah, so what's wonderful about these camps is that these are former professional players, college players, both baseball and softball instructors. These are people who are passionate about the game, skilled at the game, but they also know how to have fun with the kids, because that's the most important part. When you go to these camps, there's something you remember for the rest of your life, your summer baseball camp or your summer softball camp. And so these instructors really are passionate about what they do, and we're so excited to have so many offerings around the state.
Definitely. They get it. Fun is the most important thing. And later this weekend, I understand you have a special in-game auction, so tell us about that.
Yes, our annual broadcast auction is a fan favorite, so whether you're in the ballpark with us or you're watching from home on King 5, because it's a over-the-air broadcast. We're so excited about this particular auction this year. We have our Mariners' wives who will be in park with the mystery bag. So there are there's a signed baseball from one of the players in here. It all goes to our community programs. It's 1 for $100 or 2 for $150. People love to buy multiples because they want to see who they can get in that bag. And the wives are at section 128 and sell those with us. And then both for online or in park, there are so many different experiences, memorabilia.
Is that what you can bid on?
Exactly. Yeah. So one of the things we're excited about is Josh Naylor has generously donated his game-used uniform and cap from Friday night's game. So you'll be able to watch him play and bid on getting that jersey and cap from that night. We have a Julio Rodriguez WBC World Baseball Classic signed Dominican jersey. And then we have these experiences. So we have our 50 Seasons celebration this year. It is the weekend of August 7th through the 9th. On August 8th, will be the most epic pregame ever of Mariners legends over our 50 seasons. And we have an experience where you and a friend can sit on the field. And so we're so excited about those kinds of special experiences. Speaking of, Jay Buhner, who is a Mariner legend, he is also a broadcaster with us now. He is doing a suite visit on August 9th, and that's an auction item you can bid on. So you can come.
Incredible.
Bring your friends, hang out with Jay. So just these extraordinary opportunities.
Play ball weekend I want to get to too before you leave.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
So with Play Ball Weekend, our community programs are focused in one area around ensuring access to baseball and softball for all. We have the paid camps that we talked about, mariners.com/diamond camps, but Play Ball Weekend is next weekend, and that is an opportunity for kids to have access to a free clinic that gives them a chance to try out the game, see if it's something they love, see if it creates a spark for them, and that is also something that we do across our 5-state market. So Alaska, Oregon, Idaho, Washington, Montana, we have Play Ball events, not just next weekend, but throughout the year.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
All these
having me.
events sound incredible. I can't wait for everything that's coming up. Go Mariners. And coming up right after this, get ready to get inspired as an amputee makes history climbing up the Space Needle. And then we're getting zen with some kids here to show me some yoga.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. Imagine climbing the 832 stairs it takes to get to the top of the Space Needle. And now imagine doing it without legs. That's exactly what Mandy Horvath just did, and Evening Magazine was there for every step. Here's the story of true strength.
My name is Mandy Horvath. I'm a 7-time world record holder, a public speaker, the first amputee on Naked and Afraid. Today I'm climbing the iconic Space Needle in Seattle, Washington for the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Center and the American Brain Tumor Association in memory of Sean Foley, the former executive producer of Naked and Afraid. That's kind of my thing. I climb mountains and monuments for charity and conservation in an effort to raise funding and awareness for meaningful causes today. Patsy. A little overwhelmed, hoping that I don't shoot myself in the figurative foot. This is my 8th world record attempt, the Space Needle in iconic Seattle. There for many years post limb loss, I really thought that the world had ended for me. And through climbing, I found purpose and meaning in my life. I think it's a little bit of both. I'm always trying to prove something to somebody else and myself. I completed this climb today with my friend Tyler Dean Milligan, who is also a fellow cast member of Naked and Afraid. It's challenging. It's a little different. I ambulate on my arms, and so my arms are feeling a little noodly right now. All in all, it's pretty normal for me. I think it's really special that they allowed for this moment. The Pacific Northwest is known to be prideful in their accessibility for people with disabilities, and I feel like this was a revolutionary moment.
That was quite a challenge. I'm out of breath. Pardon me.
She was moving at a really fast pace. I actually had to stop her a few times because she told me to.
I am getting married in June, and I'm hoping that Naked and Afraid gets me a call back so that I can complete 40 days for Foley. Things get hard, you just have to keep going. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
So inspiring. And now be prepared to see some tiny feet and big Zen moments. I'm talking about children's yoga taught in a very imaginative and invigorating way. And here to tell us more, yoga instructor of Tiny Toes Kids Yoga, Ashley Warwinski. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having us.
And we have some friends in front too. So tell us about Tiny Toes Kids Yoga.
Yes, so I offer Tiny Toes after school. I'm an early childhood educator. So I work at Arbor Montessori in Sammamish. So I have this amazing program after school for the children, ages 3 to 6, and also youth. So our youth program, where we incorporate beautiful art and our yoga class, and it's such a great wind down for the end of the day.
That's what I was going to ask about, the benefits of yoga.
Mm-hmm. The benefits, coordination, posture. I'm noticing when the children take the yoga classes, their posture is improving, their core is stronger, and they're having fun. So we make it fun, but it's just that little insight on yoga. It's not that perfect alignment. It's not adult yoga.
Yes.
It's children's yoga, and so it's bringing the fun into it.
How do you keep their attention going? I promise we're going to start soon, friends.
They're amazing. I've known, Ellie, James, and Fiona for a few years now, and we've been doing yoga for quite a while, and it's just wonderful to, practice that focus. And children are sitting a lot during their day.
Yeah.
And so when they have this time to move, whether it's with music, with things like a scarf or a yoga block. Yeah.
It happens. Okay, now's the time to shine too. We're gonna walk through a demo, right? Okay, what can I expect? Here we go.
Okay, so we are gonna first we're gonna talk about our big breath.
Okay.
So very important, we're gonna take one big breath. Sunset and sunrise, breath out, let that breath go. And we're gonna come to mountain pose, tree pose, and into our strong warrior. And we're gonna reverse into our warrior. So we're gonna just feel that core.
Feel the stretch.
Feel that stretch.
Is everyone feeling the stretch? I am.
Breathe, big breath. And we're gonna come down into one of our favorites, downward dog.
Ooh.
Downward dog. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs. You can even move your toes, your heels, bend those knees. Big breath. And then we're gonna flow into gently onto our knees. Cat pose. We're gonna round our back.
This is my fave.
Yes.
Ooh.
And a nice big arch.
Ooh, that's feeling good. We needed this morning, guys.
Gently roll into our rock pose.
Beautiful. Walk me through a lot of the props. You hinted at what you have, so this is incorporated in a lot of your classes.
Mm-hmm. So this is our breath ball, Hoberman sphere. But breath ball, so when this expands, the child or the adult will take a big breath in. And it just slows us down, just slow, calm breaths. So our breath ball.
Okay.
And a scarf. These are so fun to bring to class because you can get so creative with them. You can bring them in your hands and just imagine the flower blooming. So big breath. And move the scarf back and forth for big movements. You can dance with it. We do yoga poses with our scarves. So lots of creativity with scarves, yes.
I know, I want to see everyone's favorite pose in front of me.
Yes.
Everyone do your, okay. Oh, downward dog. Okay.
We have pigeon pose.
Oh, pigeon pose.
And James spider pose.
Oh,
okay.
Very nice.
I love those poses.
Okay, and then the block, I've seen this in adult classes, but how do you incorporate this with kids yoga?
So children's classes, we've done some really fun activities with the yoga block. Yep, we've passed with feet, so in a circle, and so it's helping the core. Yes, and we've balanced, we've stacked on back, so cat pose.
Oh,
and then stacking on the back, feet, stacking on the feet. But also I talk a little bit about balance. So how are we using our yoga block when we have our yoga block with us?
And where does this passion for yoga, for teaching really come from?
I love yoga. I love movement. So when I became an early childhood teacher, it just came naturally in my classes. I introduced it. We always do some type of movement. And I am so grateful to have this experience at Arbor Montessori where I can bring this beautiful movement into the class and into the afternoon. So it just has a beautiful flow. So passion for yoga and passion for teaching the young children.
And how do the different classes change? You know, because you said the age range, remind me again, is from 3 to
6.
3 to 6.
All the way up to 15.
Wow. Okay, so is the 3 to 6 class together then, 3-year-olds to, okay.
Yes.
And how does that differ from going up to 15?
Right, so it's beautiful because I have my 3 to 6-year-old children in yoga class. And then with my friends here, now we're bringing into it those energy levels. So what am I seeing energy level? What are we gonna work on today? What are we gonna practice? But also mindful art.
Beautiful. Where can people find you quickly?
Yes. Tiny Toes Kids Yoga, Instagram, and email. You can email me. Issaquah Community Center. Saturday mornings I do family yoga and youth yoga.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
I love it. It's going off the rails. More New Day to come. Are you thinking about buying a car? We'll cover everything from interest rates and financing to getting the most of your trade-in, so stick with us. Buying a car is one of the biggest purchases most of us will make. There's a lot to think about, from interest rates to trade-in values and finding a payment that fits your budget. That's why we're so glad to have Brian Elich and Laura Johnson from the Harnish Auto family to help break it all down and to make the process a whole lot easier, which we always appreciate. So thank you guys for being here.
You're welcome.
So Brian, we're going to start with you. As customers come in and we begin the car buying process, it can be pretty overwhelming. So what do you think matters most to people?
Most people are really trying to find something that fits their needs, whether it's the size or their budget. Most customers are always concerned about their payment.
Yeah, it makes sense. Do people come in a little overwhelmed, or is that just me when I go in there?
Very overwhelmed. Very overwhelmed.
Okay, well
and
then
we're
good.
always here to help.
Okay, well nice. We like that. And you can love a car, but it has to work for your budget, obviously, which you touched on, and financing. So Laura, what have you learned over the years about really finding the right financing solutions?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I've learned over the years is that it's all about the complete package. You know, it's not just about the interest rate or the car. It's just about so many things, and really listening to customers when they come in and finding the best solution for their needs and their budget and their long-term goals.
Yeah, so do the goals have a lot to do with it then? Like how long you want to keep the car? Is that kind of what you mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, some folks need more flexibility in their financing, while others, just need to get to a monthly budget, or some need to protect their investment or build credit.
Yeah.
So
a lot, and then
there's
it's nice
a lot
that
going
they can
on.
come and talk to someone in person too, which is always nice. Laura, I'm sticking with you. How much does an interest rate really impact a purchase, would you say?
Well, an interest rate can definitely impact the overall cost of purchasing a vehicle and the monthly payment as far as the vehicle is concerned. So I think one of the things that we do really well is understanding a customer's needs, and it's not always about the interest rate. So one of the things with our super sale is that we have teamed up with Tapco Credit Union, and we're offering 0.75% off of the interest rate, and that's across multiple terms, so we can really find a good fit.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We'll talk more about the super sale in a little bit. But Brian, trade-ins can also help pricing. What are some ways customers can really maximize their trade-in value?
Definitely have your car cleaned up, right? If somebody brings in a trade and it looks like it might be in pieces, that always is hard to tell what the value is. But if it's cleaned up, all your stuff's out of it, we can see if things are working or not working. Service records, bring all the service records that you've had. If you're consistent with those, right, your car's going to run better, drive nicer, and it's going to be worth more.
I feel like there was a story there with someone bringing a car in pieces. Lots to unpack, but we'll move on for now, Ryan. Laura, what's one of the biggest things you want customers to know before they purchase a car with the Harnish Auto family in particular?
Well, I guess the biggest thing I want customers to know is that at the Harnish Auto family, we really believe that people matter. The whole time I've been there, I feel like that's been a constant with how we take care of our customers and how we help them through an automotive purchase. And I think it makes a big difference on somebody's experience when they're going out to purchase a vehicle. And one of the things I'm most proud of is our female leadership at the Harnish Auto family, and I think it puts a lot of people at ease. And so I always like to mention it.
Well, I'm glad you did. Girl power. But Brian, we're going to end with you with the super sale. Tell me, super sale. Yes, I was hoping you would do that. Tell everyone about what this sale going on now.
This is our second annual super sale.
Wow.
All of our locations are participating. All of our inventory is priced, right? That every customer should feel like they are getting a better deal than get anywhere else, right? Like Laura said, the people matter. So come in, tell us what you need, what you want, what your goals are, and let us help you figure out the right vehicle that will do that at any one of our locations.
When does the sale end? Do people need to run
the
there?
whole rest of the month. You need to run here. We only have a few days left.
Amazing. Thank you so much to both of you for being here. And it's always nice to feel like the process with, cars in general can be a little more relaxing if you go to the right place. So I appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And there are 5 Harnish dealership locations in our area. And you can go to the website that you see on your screen, harnishautofamily.com. And coming up, we're mixing things up with tropical flavors and island inspiration. Author Jennifer Newens joins us to share cocktails from her new book, Thursday Night in the Tiki Lounge. And New Day Northwest is sponsored by Harnish Auto Family.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. I'm excited to announce that I'm a part of Les Schwab's Home Team Care Crew. We're surprising deserving people in our community every month of the year. And now you have the chance to nominate someone in need of a good deed. Just visit king5.com/care to submit your nominations today. And now get ready to shake things up because we're bringing a little island escape right into your living room. Our next guest is serving up tropical vibes, creative cocktails, and a fresh take on midweek entertaining with her brand new book, Thursday Night in the Tiki Lounge. Jennifer Newens is here to show us how to bring Tiki Night home. Hello, hello.
Hi, Kelly.
So before we mix up some drinks, which already look delicious and tropical, you're taking me right on vacation. Tell me, what do all tiki drinks have in common?
Well, in most cases, it's rum. So all kinds of rum. I talk about the 6 different kinds of rum that I use in this book, but it's usually rum. But at the end, I'll talk about one tiki drink that doesn't use rum.
Ooh, okay. Anything else that is usually in stuff? You
A
mentioned
lot of times we're going to use pineapple juice and coconut cream, so that has in common with all the drinks I'm going to be making today. And we're going to start with the painkiller.
Painkiller.
Are you ready?
I think so. This is going to be
So we're going to
no more pain.
Yeah, well,
Right.
tiki drinks have a reputation of being pretty boozy.
Oh,
So we're going to have pineapple juice and then rum. This is a golden rum.
A golden rum.
Yeah. And then we're going to have coconut cream. Now, in my book, I make a fantastic homemade coconut cream.
Oh, yum.
And I love it because you can control the sugar.
Fair.
Yeah. So a lot of these coconut creams are a little bit sweet.
But I guess if you don't have time for that, you can just
You
get
definitely
a coconut
can.
cream.
And now they make some like sort of more healthy ones.
Oh, good.
Not those crazy ones in a can. Now that you can get them in a squeeze bottle. Oh, I forgot the lime juice. Orange juice too. We have a
Okay.
little bit of orange juice. for
Fresh
this.
orange juice?
Fresh, always fresh juices.
Fair.
You know, and if you can't find them, you can go to a juice bar
Oh,
and get
that's a good
juice.
idea.
I noticed here in Seattle there's a lot of juice bars.
Oh yes, we're trying to all be healthy here. And then
Yeah.
you said lime juice, and you have a tip about lime juice too,
Oh
right?
yeah, lime juice is in the next drink, but this is what I found. It's called Santa Cruz Organic Lime Juice.
Oh.
So you don't have to squeeze all the limes, and sometimes the limes are dry.
Yeah. That makes it easier, especially if you need a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're shaking
I'm
that
shaking
up.
this up, and then I'm going to pour it over ice. And now, don't ever forget the garnish. That's what makes the best drinks.
I see your garnishes, and I'm very excited about it because
What
you
do
have
you
my
think?
favorite cherries.
All right, we're
I
gonna
would
do the
have like
cherries.
15 of these if I could. Thank
Edible
you.
garnishes are the best.
Ooh, okay,
So
I'm gonna try this.
Let me know what you think about that.
And then we're moving right along to our second drink,
Yeah.
right, which is the Blue Hawaiian.
This is super fun. So again, I'm going to use rum, but this time I'm going to use the white rum.
Oh wow.
Is it killing your pain?
This is doing something to me, Jennifer. Wow, that is really, really good. I gotta eat my edible garnish, like you said too,
There
because
you
that's
go.
the fun in it.
Okay, so the white rum this time.
Oh.
And then I'm going to use pineapple juice again.
Okay.
And
That seems to be a theme. A lot of pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice. And then back to the coconut cream. Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to use the fun ingredient. It's blue curacao. So curacao is an orange liqueur.
Orange, really?
Yeah,
And it's
but
blue
this
like
one
that.
is blue. So a tip for the curacao is you want to get the you want to invest. You don't want to get the low end curacao. It's actually so invest a little bit in this.
Okay.
I'm actually going to be making this drink, the Blue Hawaiian, at the event tonight. So if
All
you're
right,
curious
well then
about
there
it,
you go. They get a little teaser of that.
yeah.
Okay, so
And it makes a really fun drink that you want to drink poolside.
well, it reminds me of the pool or the ocean
Yeah,
or something.
and here's the lime juice.
Okay.
So-
I never think about just getting some organic lime juice, but that would save me so much time
Yeah.
and energy. And I don't know, sometimes these limes can go bad
dry.
and be dry, like you said.
And there is those little lime juices in the lime shaped thing. Those are from concentrate and they're not that great.
Okay. Okay, and so this is mix it up too?
Yep, mix
and then
it up
you have
over
these
ice.
beautiful glasses as well that are really taking me on vacation. I'm really enjoying that for sure.
Should we try a paper umbrella in this one?
Okay, yeah. I'll follow your lead.
Okay, it's not edible, but it's awfully cute.
Well, I'm like, thank you for telling me that.
Let's try that.
Amazing. Okay, let's try.
You look like you're sitting by the pool right now.
Oh,
that one
wow.
good?
That's really good. The orange, I'm just so shocked because you would think it's like blue raspberry with the like flavoring,
No.
but it's very fresh, bright, citrusy.
It's the curacao.
Woo! Okay. And we're moving right along
Yeah.
to our third drink. What
So
can you
this is
tell
the
me?
chi-chi. This is similar ingredients. It's the pineapple juice, it's the coconut cream, but this time instead of rum, we're using vodka.
Oh.
So if you're thinking you want a tropical drink and you don't have rum in your bar, you can still make the things, but with vodka instead.
Okay, and then you did a garnish with kind of everything.
Yeah,
I see
it's
a
an everything
lime,
garnish.
It's perfect. And while I try this too, these are obviously a ton of fun,
Yeah.
but you also in the book share a lot about the history. So tell me about that.
It was fascinating. So I'm from California, and the history of tiki comes from California. So it started with Don Beach. He had the restaurant called Don the Beachcomber in Southern California, and then it came up to Northern California with Vic Bergeron, Trader Vic's, which became a national chain. And then it kind of went away, and then it burgeoned again in the 2000s, and mixologists came along, and now we see tiki bars in a lot of cities, and it's a big trend now. It is a bit controversial.
Right, I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, there have been some journalists who have said that it's a little bit of cultural appropriation. Tiki actually comes from the Maori culture in New Zealand, and it's a god that they worship in that culture. So some people have been critical that tiki bars have been kind of making fun of that kind of culture, or appropriating their, wooden gods, and there's tiki mugs and things like that. But for this book, I talk about it in the introduction about how that's out there, but I'm really focusing on the ingredients, the delicious cocktails, the fresh ingredients, the tropics. So admitting that that's out there, but really focusing on the deliciousness of these cocktails.
Well, you did a great job with that, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. And Jen will be at Island Books on Mercer Island for their cookbook club tonight at 6:30 p.m. She'll be doing a cocktail demo like we talked about and some Q&A. Thanks for spending time with us today. For more New Day fun, subscribe on YouTube and be sure to download King 5 Plus for free. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.